Good evening, Instagram, and welcome to our today's session. Our topic for today is Karma Yoga, which is extremely interesting, and personally, it is one of my favorite topics because it is so relevant and so beneficial to each one of us. So, in today's discussion, we'll be talking about how to use this aspect in our day to day life, and we'll just wait for everybody to join in, and then we can have a nice conversation wherein you all can ask us questions.
Yes,
Yes, finally you are here. I know, right?
yeah,
How are you doing? And
yeah,
firstly, welcome to the
yeah.
chat.
Thank you so much. Namaste. Good evening.
Yes, namaste. And how's Istanbul?
Istanbul is good. Istanbul is good. Fall is in place.
Yes.
Weather is changing and things are going well. Among this crazy year that we are having with all this pandemic and all. Hello, Sachit Reje.
Yes, hello
People are
everyone.
joining, no?
Yes, everyone is joining. So before we can start, I'd just like to give a short introduction about you and how we met and how we became friends. So Jose is the co-founder of his company 24/7 Yoga Mats. He's a model, he's traveled a lot, and of course a yoga trainer. And I met him at the Yoga Institute where we did our teachers training together. So welcome, and I'm really excited for this topic because it's so relevant in today's time. Isn't it? What's your take on the entire Karma Yoga topic?
Yeah, actually, well, we had a long training together in the Yoga Institute,
Yeah,
many
pretty
months,
long.
sharing classroom. And you know, it was Karma Yoga. It's a topic that it was really a discovery for me till the point that my final talk at the Yoga Institute was about Karma Yoga and Samadhi, as you
Oh,
as you know.
that's wonderful. Yeah,
So yeah, I'm really passionate about the topic.
definitely.
Oh, hello, Niraj
Yes.
Sorry, I'm very bad with Indian names. After a long time in India, and I'm still very bad with Indian names.
So I think you did a pretty good job at the institute remembering all the names.
Yeah, and singing songs in Hindi.
Oh, you know
Bollywood songs.
Hindi? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
No. Yeah. Saini, Jolako.
Hello,
I'm
everyone.
reading now the C. Also, hello, all the people joining from other countries following 24/7 Yoga Mats account.
Yes, hello, everyone.
From Spain. Now it's a little bit early. Istanbul, it's 4:37 right now. People in the USA, even earlier. Shiny,
Wonderful.
hello.
Hello, Shani.
Yeah.
So,
How are things? Yeah, tell me.
I was just about to ask you that how did yoga happen to you? I mean, when did it start and how did the journey begin?
Yeah, yoga actually was happened to me by accident.
Okay.
I don't know, the people who believe in karma, they could say it's karma, but it happened to me by accident. I was always kind of curious, like I was doing many disciplines. I'm very curious guy. I like trying different things. And I was trying yoga classes, like in Spain, of course, I went to yoga classes. I went to yoga classes, you know, Archita, in China.
Oh,
And
that's interesting.
it was a terrible experience. I had a yoga teacher, or I don't know, pushing the knee on my back and pulling my hand like this and saying, shouting at me, come on, stretch harder, stretch harder.
Oh, that's crazy.
Where is my peace of mind? What is the balance here? Yoga Samadhan Uchyate. Where is that here? And no, but when I arrived to India and I attended for the first time at the Yoga Institute, the classes.
Okay.
Something changed. I said, this is something different.
Okay, so you felt
We were
it.
not doing, yeah. Have you attended, I don't know if you remember, like weekend classes?
Satsang?
No, there are, I don't know if they still have it. Well, right now with the lockdown, I guess no, but there were like weekend classes, just Saturday, Sunday morning, or Sunday morning, I think Saturday morning. And I started attending there, and it was amazing, like the feeling of peace after the class. It was something
True.
that I hadn't experienced before. And then 21 days for a better living course.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is one beautiful course.
Yeah, with Ajay Kalra, and after that, after 21 days, I fell in love with yoga, and then 1 month TTC, and then our
7 months CPC.
7
Okay, so
months
that's a long
class.
journey. That's a long journey even in India.
Yeah,
So you've
yeah,
done all the 3 courses, yeah.
yeah. So it was by chance. It was by coincidence, because I was in India for fashion, for modeling.
Oh, that's a great coincidence that you actually turned to India, like, and then the yoga thing happened. So,
Yeah.
how were you before all of the karma yoga concept entered your life? So, how was it?
Yeah.
Just describe it for me.
Okay. Yeah. Starting with that, and I'm speaking that I came to India for fashion industry,
Yes.
and actually, I still working as a fashion model. Beyond all my 24/7 yoga mats work, but I had very painful experiences in the fashion industry. And I think many people can relate, because I was totally focused in the result,
Yes.
in the result of the action, and it may be familiar. I'm a very goal-oriented person, and we were in fashion industry. It's very competitive. In modeling, it's very competitive, and you are under exam all the time,
True.
because you are attending auditions, you are attending castings. And the feeling was always like, I want to get the job. I want the client to like me.
Okay.
I want the casting director to choose me. It's 100% result focus. So it was terrible sometimes, because imagine the amount of anxiety
Stress. Yes,
of mine.
exactly. Yes, this is something very beautiful. I read that a lot of our anxiety and stress is actually because we are so attached to the result and we are constantly deciding that how it is supposed to be. And that kind of also, impacts our process. So the work which you would probably be doing will also get affected because of that tension and, okay, the duality of the situation.
Completely. I remember one funny, now it's funny, it was painful in that moment experience. Short after I started modeling, it was in Beijing.
Okay.
And we were attending castings for fashion show. Ramp, two. So I was doing one casting, I remember, and I was walking, and I think, okay, it's good, or blah, blah, blah. What I didn't know is that that casting was for one of the most famous designers, which is Mr. Giorgio Armani.
Okay.
It was the first step for Giorgio Armani fashion show. So I did it, and some days later, my manager, my booker, called me and said, Jose, you passed the first step for a Giorgio Armani fashion show casting. So from that moment, like my heart rate was like boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh my God.
So much of anxiety.
I want to do it. And then I had, of course, the second round with Giorgio Armani in person.
Okay. And how did that go?
Oh my God. You can imagine, he was coming from Italy directly to Beijing. And we gathered in a very tall building, Guomao-Sanxi, the big skyscraper in the center of Beijing. And it was full of people. People of all around, models of all around China and from other countries were attending the casting, the last test casting. So I remember that when I was in the line waiting for my turn, my mind was totally bonkers. I was totally. So when I reached there and I saw that man sitting there with all the lights behind him, and all the assistants in perfect suits and notepads and everything. He had my set card, model set card. It's like measurements.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Right.
So he had in his hand, and he was looking at me.
Hmm.
And now they said, okay, please walk.
Okay, and
It was terrible. I did my worst walk ever. I was like, and I was looking at the faces of the assistant, and I could see the face of the assistant say like, this is not happening, you know. And of course I didn't book the job. I didn't book the job.
But you learned a very important lesson, didn't you?
But not at that time. But
Okay.
When I was introduced to karma yoga concept, that I understood.
True.
And the thing is that we try to control the results, which we cannot control.
And we actually end up messing up what we can control because there's so much of, there's so many thoughts in your head that you can't even perform your actual action perfectly.
Exactly. What I did, I mean, I'm sure, actually, the first casting I did in that round, the first step,
Yeah.
I didn't know what was for, or I was not focusing the results. I did my thing.
Oh, yes. And that's how you got selected.
It went well. But I was totally just thinking the show, will he like me? Oh my God, or blah, blah, blah. And as you said, you cannot focus in the task you have at hand.
True.
And the problem when you try to control the results that you cannot control, it's that frustration, anxiety, because you are trying to get grasp of something that you cannot do.
Yes.
Like I tell, for example, my students regarding, but this is applicable to many other stuff in life. But I'm telling my students in Sevilla when I teach them modeling, I say the things that affect that one client picks you, chooses you for a job are so random that you cannot imagine. Sometimes it's just maybe you remind the client, you remind them of their ex or someone they don't like or something, and say no, and they don't know, but they are not choosing you because, oh my God, no, I don't like this guy, I don't like this girl. So how to control that? It's impossible to control that.
Definitely. That's so true. And also, like one situation which you mentioned, and the other situation which I have been into is a lot of times you work really hard and still things don't turn out the way you want them. So even if you perform something to the best of your capacity, it will not work in your favor. And then you have this sense of, you expect a reward. And then when it doesn't happen, you feel very sad.
Yeah.
So I think karma yoga protects you from this also, this kind of a situation also.
Yeah, I mean that's more difficult to take, because when you have worked 100% and you have put all your energy and it fails.
But it happens, right? It happens in life.
All the time. That's more related to, I think, expectations.
Yes. And I think the heart of karma yoga is service. To just be in the moment, and there's devotion and there's service. So what's your take on these two qualities as such?
Yeah, I think of course it's service, because see, when you are not, but that's even more higher in spiritual.
Yes, that's the higher level.
That's one step higher, because you are not trying to get the fruits of your work.
Yes.
But so for me, the first pragmatical level is, for quieting the mind, is okay, let's focus in what I can control, which is doing my part to my 100%.
Definitely.
And that, in many cases, it helps a lot, because actually you perform better.
Better, yes, you do perform better.
When you are focusing in the tasks, not in what will happen. That's the first step. But of course, second step is believing in that higher reality and think that the fruit that are coming are the best fruits, either for your learning or or whatever experience you need to have, that sometimes or many times is not what you are expecting.
So that's where faith comes into picture. That's where the entire concept of faith also comes into picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah,
then,
I think.
no, go ahead,
Tell
go
me.
ahead. No, go ahead. I didn't
No,
intend to cut you. Go ahead.
no. I think, and they don't say faith in. They don't tell you in which you have to believe. They don't tell you
Yes, they
like
won't tell you
we
that.
know yoga. Yoga is not a religion, but you have to have faith in something which is giving some order superior to you, some
Definitely.
order there,
Yeah.
and then offering and say, okay, you know better. I've done my part till here.
Now
From
it's up
there
to you.
on, it's your responsibility. I only can do what I can do.
Okay, so now I can't
And
do
that,
anything. Yeah, it's up to you now.
yeah, yeah, and that I think that links with another yoga concept with
Eastward Pranidhana.
yes, that's
That's
Parapranidhanam.
that's also one of my favorite concepts. And it's beautiful, as you mentioned, that yoga is not a religion. I love the fact that they don't tell us what exactly you're supposed to believe in. So they tell you
Yeah,
that each individual is different. So you find out what gives you strength. So it can be nature, it can be God, it can be energy. So for each individual, it's going to be very different from what, in what they can believe and from where they can get their strength. So that's
yeah.
one beauty of yoga.
Yeah, actually, and this is a little bit deviating, but not much from the topic, I think, and that comes with karma yoga because karma yoga, I think, is very linked to the concept of duty. It's
Definitely.
like performing your duty, right? So sometimes I think, okay, regarding religion, if you have been exposed or somehow you've come to be Christian or Muslim or Hindu or whatever religion or beliefs of set of beliefs you've come to, try to be the best version of that one because maybe it's what it comes to you to live and to
Yes,
experience. So just try to be a good person and try to be a good practitioner of whatever the faith you are believing in.
definitely. So I think being kind and being compassionate is something which is the goal here when you're talking about this. And now, yeah, go ahead.
No, tell me.
I was actually going to ask you about your company because what are the challenges which you have faced and how has Karma Yoga helped you in this particular phase of your life wherein you want to set up something on your own?
Yeah, actually, entrepreneurship is very difficult. I don't know what is more difficult, if modeling or entrepreneurship or both.
I won't make you
For
choose. It's okay.
for me, yes, but of course you face many challenges, especially when you have not a big capital to invest
Yeah.
in the company. So it's a lot of hard work. But again, I apply karma yoga principles there. Like I say, okay, what can I control and what try to provide or supply our clients with the best yoga mat that I can deliver
Yeah.
according to my knowledge of yoga and my practice. So basically, what I'm trying to do is the yoga mat I like to practice myself, and the one I'm using every day is the one I'm trying to give other people. So that's the honesty that I think we had in the company, and I think is the most important. Now, some people may like the design, some people may not like and prefer other design. Some people may like the material, and some people say, no, I don't know, I don't like natural rubber and microfiber suede, I like jute, or I like cotton. I don't know, this is also and also applying the knowledge that you have, because if I happen to be a quality engineer and I have that background, I think that part it has to be put in use
Definitely.
somehow.
Yes. Yes.
I think we have to put in use the good things that we know, because I remember Hansaji also saying like the difference between knowledge and wisdom.
Go
I don't know if you
ahead.
remember, but she used to say Knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit.
Yes, but yeah, I remember this.
Putting the tomato in the salad is wisdom. I mean, so if you don't apply the knowledge, it becomes useless.
Yes, and I think that's when the experience comes into the picture. That's when, you actually living that concept comes into the picture. So as you said that you practiced and it's based on your experience of yoga, how you would design a mat. And I think same concept would apply to Karma Yoga as well. So to apply it in the day-to-day life is more important, because I'm sure that most of us have read this in the Bhagavad Gita, or we've heard it somewhere or the other, like from other source. But how can one apply it in their life on a daily basis? So personally, what I prefer is I prefer to journal and like write down things. So I exactly know that okay, I am doing my part every day. So I'm very clear about okay, these are the things which I have to do every day to go towards my goals. So at the end of the day, I am clear that okay, I have done whatever I could, so I'm going to bed peacefully. So is there any advice which you would give people on how to apply them in their day-to-day life?
Actually, journaling, I think it's a great thing, and it gives a lot of clarity.
Yes.
And before answering the question, I wanted to ask you, how you do in which particular way are you applying journaling? Because I think it's and it's not the first person that speaks about that. Many people in personal development are speaking about journaling for all that stuff, for emotional well-being, and also for duties that we have to perform, and for karma yoga, as you said.
So there seems to be a little lag in the video. Can you hear me clearly? Because your voice just cracked a little.
No, now it's okay. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Hello,
yes,
hello.
yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you. So, in what direction would I apply it is first, so I actually have a practice of writing down each day when I do my yoga asana practice. So I think for me that discipline starts with, like it's just a calendar format, and I will just tick, which means that I have done my yoga asana practice every day. And at the end of the month, I would actually keep a tally of how many days did I miss. Because, and you don't want that cross on that feedback. So sometimes you do it only because, okay, it's the right thing to do and it's your duty to practice every day as a yoga teacher and even as an individual who is into yoga. So I think that way I see it when it comes to my professional life as well. So I will write down how many classes I've taken and, how my work is going. And in terms of emotional or in terms of, emotions, I think how I would do it is if I'm angry about something, I'll just write it down. And if I'm like anxious about something, I'll write it down. So I think that works really well. And also the fact that we have a lot of, notes in our phones these days. So you don't even need to like search for a diary or something and just write down quickly. So I think it helps you keep a tab on yourself as to what you are experiencing, what you are feeling, what your thoughts are. So, and that helps a lot because then you can realize what your duty is. Like at this point of time, no matter how I am feeling, but I have to do something. So I have to just, clear all of this and into work. So that's one way it helps you realizing your duties.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And this that you told, for example, in the time of application, no, how to apply karma yoga,
Yes.
it reminds me also, many times we focus, even in the entrepreneurship, we focus in the result. Like, let's say I have a number of sales I want to reach, or any target that we want to reach. And normally we focus in that number, which is the result. But if you translate that number in actions that you can control in your process,
yes,
then it becomes much better. Because, okay, maybe if you want to reach some number of sales, you have to have certain number of impacts. I can control the number of impacts I'm doing in some way. So if I focus in that part, first of all, I'm going to get more relaxed, And second, I can control better the process because I'm controlling my part. I'm not controlling the result.
Yeah, that's very true.
So, and also regarding asanas, which you mentioned, karma yoga, it's also can be applied or it's a teaching when you come to asanas, because we normally, when we are practicing asanas, and I think many of us are guilty of that at certain point, especially yoga teachers, we want the final posture to happen perfect.
Yeah, true. And we get very competitive. Like initially we get very competitive, and then we realize that there's no point being competitive. Like, let's just enjoy this.
Exactly. But like posture, just say I have to reach this posture, and and you have your Instagram picture because it's very fun.
Oh God, don't get me on that.
In the head, and then you focus in that.
Yes.
And many times you get frustrated because it's not happening from one day to the next one. It takes time, and you want to get it faster. And sometimes you get injured because you try to go beyond your body, or you are not respectful with your body because you want to reach there. So if you apply karma yoga principle to asanas practice also, you focus in the process.
Yes, and you can avoid injuries. You can avoid injuries by doing that.
Definitely. Like many, for example, in my case, of course, I have many asanas that I cannot practice in the final version. But for example, Hanumanasana, I cannot do full Hanumanasana. What I'm doing now, it's okay. I do till the extent I can do it with.
Yeah, that's the best of you. Yes, that's the best of you, right?
With full focus in what I'm doing and trying to have the better attitude and technique.
Yes, true.
Get the benefits to my body, and the full posture will come when it will have to come. And that reminds me this Ajinkya said, who used to say that if you run after an asana, or you run, you chase an asana, it will escape.
Yeah.
If you just focus in your practice, slowly it will come to you.
Yes, but I think the posture usually does come to you, which is exactly why I started, writing down whether I am practicing every day. Because sometimes what happens is, you just become so obsessed about, oh, this is not happening, so I might not even give it a try. So doing it every day, and inculcates that habit in you that no matter what happens, you will still get on the mat and do something.
Exactly.
So that's why I think it's very important that you break your goals into smaller steps.
Exactly.
And focus on your everyday routine, and I think everything else will be taken care of.
Exactly. I totally agree, and it's good to remind it, and I remind it myself in many occasions from time to time. It's like, okay, you are not able to do this perfectly or that. It doesn't matter. Go on the mat and do your part the best you can with awareness. Practice says, but practice till the point that you can.
Definitely.
And it will improve, and things will happen later on. But
And as we're talking about asanas, we usually don't give ourselves the credit for what all we can do. Have you noticed that as a practitioner? There are so many things that you can do pretty well, but you will never give yourself the credit for it. Like, you will only focus upon those things. Oh, I can't do this posture. Like, I just can't do that posture. But I think it's time that we respect our bodies and give them the credit for being, like flexible enough or strong enough, whatever that is. So I think it's important to look at it from that point of view as well.
This comes because in the end, you see in yoga, most of the concepts are all interrelated.
Yes.
This comes, of course, as you know, Archita, this comes to Santosha. And
Santosha.
And we have to actively practice Santosha. Why? Because our mind is biased to find which is missing.
Yeah, we just so tuned. Yes. That's how our mind is.
Yeah, we have a full white wall and one tiny black spot. And what do you see? The black spot.
True.
So it is the same. We don't appreciate the good things we can do, the amazing things that your body already can do.
Yes, that's
And
so true.
we don't pay attention to that. We just pay attention to this particular thing.
Which
I
is
want
not
to achieve.
happening, yes, which is not happening right now.
Yeah. And you know, even I've seen that in modeling.
Is
And
it?
yeah, because for example, in both sexes, but maybe more in women or girls, because there are maybe more amount of female models and the competition is stronger. But you can see stunning girls, really beautiful. I don't know, it's reaching what we could say almost perfect in the beauty canons, no, which are very debatable, but
Okay.
and they are looking at their flaws,
Sure.
and they have big complexes, and they say, "Oh, I'm so ugly, I'm so that," and say, "What is happening? What's wrong with you?" You know, you are just looking at the things which is not. It's particular. Maybe it's just the things that they are not as you would like to be,
Yes.
but you are not looking at all the good things that you have. So yeah,
And I think a lot of times other people don't even realize that, and it is we who keep internalizing it. So I'm sure that nobody looks at them and thinks that they're not good enough, but it's just something which we have inbuilt in us. So that can also be the case.
See, what happened with this is that you have to do it actively. I think, and they say it's because our biological history, like we are designed to search for the danger. We are biased to search for what is missing, what is not as it's the pieces that are missing. So that happened naturally because we are biased to be alert with threats biologically. But to find the good part, we have to do actively. Otherwise, it will not happen.
Which means I think that's when yoga comes into picture, meditation and affirmations come into picture, wherein we are changing that little, wiring in our mind. So that's where all of these concepts are important.
Yeah, and karma yoga again comes into picture, and there is some very interesting thing about karma yoga when you study a little bit. Have you heard about flow experience?
Which
Flow
experience? No.
Flowing.
Can you just elaborate on that?
Yeah. Flow experience, it's that state where you feel totally focused when you are doing something, some task that is it poses some challenge to you. It's challenging. It's not very easy, but it's not overwhelming. I mean, you still can perform.
It's very much within your reach, so it's not too overwhelming. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
So it's realistic enough. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's within your reach, but it's challenging, and it's something normally that you are passionate about, or you are good at, or you like it.
Okay.
And there is this state of flow. This state of flow that gets there. And wait with me, hold a little bit with me, because it's related with karma yoga. It looks like not, but it is. So when you read, for example, experiences from Formula One pilots.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Or even musicians, they describe that flow state. And they describe one state where, for example, they were driving, and they started driving like in kind of automatic state where they are not conscious of what they are doing, but it's like they are one with the task or with the road. You know, and I've read this script from the related Ayrton Senna, or from musicians also, like they are playing and they say, it's like I'm not, it's not me who is playing, music is coming from somewhere.
Yes, that's very common.
Fun with that. That kind, and look, I get it's exciting. So that kind of state. So that kind of state is a state where we can say you are practicing karma yoga also, because you are excellent in action, and you are 100% or 200%, if it could be that possible, focus in the task with no distractions.
So I think that's the meditative state. That's the meditative state. That's the yogic state, in fact.
If you go to the Yoga Sutra, I think 3.3, if I don't remember bad, which is the definition of samadhi state.
Yes, it's the complete like loss of thoughts and just balance in a state. Yeah.
Exactly. It says when your mental force is totally one with the object, and you love the consciousness.
That is the state of samadhi.
And you merge with the object, then it's samadhi. And the similarity in the definition between that yogic state of samadhi and that flow state, it's so similar.
Yes.
That when they say that karma yoga, it's a way of yoga, of union, for me it's very clear, because by performing the action in that flow state, you can reach samadhis, which is
definitely
the final.
So I think they have given us different ways of reaching the same path. So these are like concepts which will take you, depending upon how you are as an individual, they will take you to the same goal of, being in that state of oneness with the universe, with your work. It can be anything. And I think, as you mentioned, a lot of creative people do feel this. When they are just doing their art and they are lost in the world, there's no track of time. And that, guys, if you don't know, that exactly is the meditative state which we aim for.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, today I was reading one study, and I posted in 24/7 Yoga Mat Stories. One study about Hatha Yoga.
Oh, I read it. I just now read it before the live session.
Yeah, so they say, right, after 20 minutes of Hatha Yoga practice, they check and they saw that the creative thinking of the study group has increased.
Yes.
So Hatha Yoga and the physical yoga practice can also help us to be more creative. Apparently, as the study shows.
That's what they've given us, so many different paths, and we can choose any one of them to go closer towards that state of oneness.
Yes.
And anything more you'd like to add on to? Because we have some new people who've joined in. And hello, everyone.
Yeah.
With Lara who's joined in.
Pañuelos, probably, but it comes with N. Yeah, we are on Karma Yoga. Actually, we have spoken a lot about Karma Yoga.
And those of you who missed the session will be saved. So you all can just watch whenever you all have time and at your convenience. So a very interesting session till now.
Yes. Do we have any questions from the people which are with us? Because we are speaking a lot, but maybe they want to say something also. We have 1792, Carmina, Miri, Ganesh, Lara. Hello, everyone.
Yes. So if I have any experiences, you all can share that as well, of how you all know of this concept, or are you all willing to, apply this concept in your life.
Yes.
And wonderful session, Jose. Thank you so much for these amazing insights. And is there any specific practice that you have which will help you, like any specific practice that you do every day or something like that, which will help you apply Karma Yoga?
Yes. I mean, Karma Yoga is more, it's a philosophical approach. It's more an attitude approach.
Yes.
Like every action, you can do it with Karma Yoga attitude. I remember, for example, during the lockdown, I was in Bodrum. I escaped to Bodrum from Istanbul. I spent some time there. And I remember we were not washing the dishes after dinner. because
Okay.
I was doing other stuff and I was leaving the dishes there. We didn't have a dishwashing machine. So one of the first things I was doing in the morning, it was washing the dishes. But how I was washing the dishes is what makes the difference. So I was totally focused, and it's a routinary activity, but I was totally focused in the process. I was feeling the temperature of the water. I was looking at the shine of the dishes when they were getting clean. I was perfectly drying them and blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of, for me, it was kind of meditation. So after that, the day was starting much better because my state of mind was already prepared, was already focused.
I think that's awareness. That's the awareness we want in our day-to-day life.
Yeah, that awareness. And also, as I said, some challenge is important also for that thing to be easier to practice. So I was, for example, using the different hands. I'm right-handed. I was using the left one. Or I was doing the routinary task. I was doing in a different way, so that helps. And then applying another stuff. It's just try to focus on the remind yourself. It's like
every time you have to like remind yourself that be in the minute, like just.
That's the more important. Especially, for example, this live session. Normally, when you are going to a live session, you also get some nervous, no? Or you get some why? Because you are saying, okay, you are focusing in the results again of the session.
Yes, I think we do that every day. I think we do that unconsciously. We just, as you said, we just wired for it, and we don't even realize it.
Yeah. So it's I think it's as I say, the best way to practice is constant reminder in like focus in the task.
And I think you can apply that in the smallest activities, because when it comes to something huge, you can't do it all of a sudden. So if you're doing it and practicing it in the smallest activities, like you said, while washing the dishes or while cleaning something. So it's the smaller activities where you can easily apply it. And then maybe when it comes to the bigger and more stressful events, that's when you can adapt to, having that kind of an attitude, because suddenly it's not going to happen in one day. So it is going to be built up over like smaller activities.
Patience. And also patience, and also especially in that actions where you are going to get some validation from outside or even from inside. Especially in that actions that they are going to be judged by others, are the best actions where you can apply karma yoga and say, okay, the result is not controlled by me. I can control the task. Like, let's say I cook a birthday cake for you. I can do my best. I can prepare and I get what are the ingredients she likes, how it will be. But once I do my best, I cannot control if you would like
not
it
much in your control. So that's a perfect example, I think, to summarize the entire conversation that we've had. That's a good example to just summarize it. And now we are almost done with the time up, because we have a limit of 1 hour. So thank you so much, Jose. This has been so great talking to you. And I hope to see you very soon after all of the COVID situation is under control.
Yeah, hopefully. I miss India so much.
I
miss India so much. Thank you so much for having me and for having 24/7 yoga mat. This is a pleasure.
And those of you who are watching this, if you all have any questions for Jose, or if you all want to check out the mats, you all can go on his account and check all the collection which he has, and it's beautiful. So I would urge you all to go and take a look at all of those beautiful mats.
Yeah, anytime they can reach me at the 24/7 Yoga Mats account, and normally I answer all the messages personally. So
Yes.
So thank you so much, Archita.
Yes, thank you everyone who's been with us, and we'll end it now.